gotten damaged too. They broke my fence. Guess who has to pay for the fence? Not them. It has to be me. You know, this is ridiculous. I don't want my friends there. I don't want my family there. I'm afraid for my husband. My husband has a very quick temper. Mike, you've seen it. You know, everybody knows my husband. You know, it's everything I can do to get a muzzle to fit his mouth and try to tell him to keep calm.
I don't know your husband.
You don't want to know him, right? But, I mean, I'm getting to the breaking point. I'm trying my best to keep my cool, to be the better person. And I'm frustrated because, you know, Mike knows all the issues that I've had with these people. I mean, you know, I lost my mother passed away in April. I tried getting custody over my uncle, which is handicapped. The caseworker came down, and because of them out there swearing, cussing, and going and doing burnouts, having a gay old time, his caseworker came to me and said, we can't put him in your position, in your home, because it's not a safe environment for him. Now, because of that, I lost my uncle, and he's handicapped. How's that fair to me and my family?
Tim?
Yeah, I don't know you folks, but I'm the new police chief here. What you guys are basically describing is, we call them quality of life issues. They're kind of uncomfortable situations for everybody. And what we end up doing a lot of times in these instances is we play pass the buck. We pass, codes does codes, the police do police, and sometimes these things cross boundaries. And it's not a criminal violation, but it could be a codes violation. So we end up kind of, they go do their thing, we go do our thing. And what the lady is explaining here is absolutely correct. The law is the police can only file charges in certain circumstances, the way the law is written. If I don't observe the crime happen, if it's a misdemeanor in my presence, then I can't make an arrest. So when we tell you that you have to press charges, that means you have to be willing to be a victim. The police can't be a victim on your behalf.
But I have it on video. Why can't you take it off? This is a 17-year-old kid that doesn't even have a driver's license. I got told by the police department, you catch them driving, get the name of the vehicles, the type, the tags, everything. Get everything. As soon as you see him climb in that vehicle, call us, we'll nail him. So we've been doing that. 3 times we called. Now you have to testify. Are you kidding me? I mean, who's going to protect my stuff?
Well, I mean, that
everybody
becomes
lives in a safe
the
environment
issue.
except
So
for us.
I think the common denominator here, I believe both of these properties are rentals.
Well, the one is supposed to be, but the landlord keeps lying because he was thinking to get busted.
We'll find out, because
Which I'd like to know how.
if it would make you folks feel a little bit better from the meeting tonight, what I'm gonna recommend is I've worked in Williamsport as well, so Williamsport's 60% rental. I don't know if folks know that, but I'm familiar dealing with a city that has a lot of rental issues. So I think probably the best course of action to give everybody satisfaction and to know that we're doing everything we can is Captain Bennick and I will schedule a meeting with these landlords of these 2 properties, and we'll actually sit down with them face to face and just have a conversation with them, and then maybe bring you folks in to let the landlords know how their properties are affecting people who gotta live. It's a little bit different though when you sit down with the police and we have a friendly conversation of how we can solve problems together. So.
But the police know, and Mike even gone to them and said, listen, they're under a nuisance. Every time you call the cops, the cops aren't supposed to go, hi, how are you, have a cup of coffee, don't do that again. No, the cops know this. They're supposed to cite them on scene.
Yes.
And this is how the nuisance starts. I mean, you can ask code. These people that I'm talking about have arrest records. Joe personally came to me and said, oh my God, Jan, I'm so sorry for you. I didn't realize. I'm like, I wasn't lying. I feel like I'm the one that's the criminal and they're the victims.
Chief, just to, this was brought to us, council even sent me an email on this, and I checked with the district attorney and they said, absolutely, we will cite them as long as we have a victim. because, and we explained back in our email back to the city council, the police are not victims. It says causes public inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm. Then you get into the definition of what the police are not the public. And that's what we said, we have to have a victim.
I'm sorry, but I gotta protect my family. My
But
daughters
we can't arrest without we need someone who is the victim.
People are afraid. People are afraid.
Yeah, wait and see how this happens.
Exactly.
Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Chief Miller and Captain Beck make the arrangements at his meeting.
Now, I do have a question. If you're gonna be checking into this, how long is that gonna take? Because
They'll do it right away.
Because I've been waiting for
Years.
for quite a while now.
Well, years. They're gonna do it now. They will, within the next week.
Because I'd like to call somebody and say, okay, where are we with this?
Yeah, well, the police are gonna take care of it. You're gonna. Are you gonna coordinate this?
Brandon and I put our heads together, and I think we'll get back to you, Terry, because you're an easy point of contact during business. So if you want to follow up, touch base with the city clerk.
Sunday, before this incident, these people play music so loud, have the doors closed, your TV on and everything, you still hear it. And the man across the street came out and told him to turn it down, went back in, he did it again, he came out, and he threatened them with a gun. So you know what, before this gets out of hand, something's gotta be done, because somebody is going to get hurt. And he will, he was mad. He was mad. And matter of fact, Sunday night, he threatened them. He was mad.
It could get out there.
So you need to do something before somebody gets hurt.
I agree.
I wanna get this scheduled as soon as possible.
Sure. Absolutely.
So Mike and Brianna will do that, we'll get it started and hopefully it can be done within.
And like I
And
said,
coordinating with the code office and the police will.
and they have, the whole family that lives beside me, all of them have arrest records. There's 3 children, all 3 of them. There's one that is my daughter's age, she's 23. And there's a 17 and a 16-year-old, and all 3 of them have arrest records. Mom is on the verge of going to jail now for a charge. So, oh, yeah, they like to shoot birds and BB guns. Like I feel, I'm like with these people. The one kid that lives beside us that causes a lot of trouble, he's got like some mental issues. He is, and I'm just afraid somebody's gonna get hurt. And I would like to start parking at home in my driveway and not walking 6 blocks to get to my vehicle. It's getting a little cold out.
Okay, well, we'll work on that right away. It'll be a priority.
And who do we call to keep in contact to see?
Call the city clerk, because Mike's gonna get a hold of her and we'll get a meeting set up.
Or call Mike.
Or you can call me.
I like talking.
Is that for me? All right, Regina Russell, community activist. I'm doing a little follow-up, please. On the block where I've been talking about the bicycle shop at 353 South 4th Street, and talking about the 1.5 parking out of a residential house that does not have the 1.5 space parking. You now have a sign there. Recently, a sign has been put up on Spruce entering that alley, which is still very narrow, and you would have to have a 2-seater smart car to be able to get into the backyard where Mike is saying that the gentleman is having his backyard as a parking. He also has a handwritten sign on the fence. And through the slats, you can see that the backyard is just full of bicycles. So I don't know how he can offer parking to anyone that's coming to purchase bicycles. So I'm following up on that, and the sign that was put there, the do not enter sign on Spruce, it's leaning and it really needs to be secured, so I don't know whose department handles that.
We'll handle that tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, we're gonna adjourn this meeting if there's no other comments. We're gonna adjourn the meeting and go right into a variance meeting. Time is 6:58. Anybody who wants to stay can, and anybody that wants to leave can. It's about a parking issue on Orange Street.